Hello, everybody. So today I'm going to give you my thoughts on the latest Disney animated movie, Frozen, which I saw over the weekend. Now, this movie was based off of a fairy tale by Hans Christian Andersen called The Snow Queen, which, to be fair, I've never even heard of before I even saw this movie. I mean, yes, we all know that Disney has a track record of adapting well-known fairy tales and turning them into movies. I mean, after all, the first Disney animated feature was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, which was based off of the fairy tale of the same name, and so on and so forth. And to me, personally, this movie was actually pretty good at adapting that story into a movie, and I don't know how long Disney has wanted to turn the Snow Queen into a movie, but to me, this movie was really, really good, and I loved the hell out of it. Of course, I did see this over Thanksgiving weekend, and there were a lot of families and a whole lot of kids. And during the movie, one kid kept asking, like, "What happened?" and things like that. And I'm like, listen, kid, you need to start paying attention to what's going on in the movie, because if you keep asking questions like "What happened?" or things like that, then really you're not paying attention to the movie, and I don't know. I guess he had somewhat of a short attention span and things like that. But again, this movie was actually pretty good, and there were a lot of funny moments, and occasionally some dark moments too, which I do have to applaud Disney for finding the right balance between funny moments and dark moments, which is a really good thing because, again, I think Disney has a very good track record of finding the right balance between how we can make the people in the audience laugh and how we can make them be like, "Oh my gosh, did you see what just happened? I wasn't expecting that," and things like that, and stuff like that. So what happens in this movie? Well, it takes place in a kingdom, not surprising, and the king and queen have two daughters, Anna and Elsa, and Elsa apparently was born with the ability to uh, freeze things and stuff like that. Basically, she has control over snow and ice, which is kind of interesting, I guess. And one day, Anna and Elsa end up playing together, and they start having fun in one of the rooms. And one day, hits Elsa accidentally hits Anna with her powers, and thankfully it doesn't freeze her heart because that would be very bad. So apparently, because of that, they have to pretty much isolate Elsa from everyone else and have to close the gates and things like that. And throughout the movie, we can tell that Elsa is not sure whether or not she can control her powers and things like that, and so on and so forth. So anywho, of course, as all Disney films go, something has to happen to the parents, and in this movie, they die in a sea storm, pretty much. And that is just really bad. And so then, as the two sisters grow up, it's then Elsa's coronation day, where she becomes queen of Arendelle, which is the name of the kingdom, and all the gates come open and things like that, and people start coming in, and after Elsa's coronation, Anna meets this very handsome prince named Hans. Nice little inside joke there. And they immediately fall in love and things like that. And after getting to know each other very briefly, they get engaged. And Elsa's not too happy about this, and Anna accidentally pushes Elsa to the point in which she actually goes all berserker with her powers and basically runs away from the kingdom and things like that. So Anna then has to go and get her sister back and try to undo everything that she has done to the kingdom and stuff like that. And then along the way, Anna meets this mountain man named Kristoff, and ultimately the two start going on the adventure together and things like that. Before we go any further, I do have to give major credit to the voice cast. I mean, Kristen Bell as Anna, brilliant, and I think, and yes, and to be honest, her singing voice was amazing, and not knowing not much about whether or not she could sing or not, or never hearing her sing, I thought she did a brilliant job in this movie. Indina Idina Menzel, or Idina Menzel. I forget how the exact pronunciation of her name goes, but she did great as Elsa, and Jonathan Groff as Kristoff was great, and of course, Idina Menzel, again, I think I'm pronouncing that right. I might not. I apologize for that. And John Groff have been on Glee before, so hearing their singing voices, I was like, oh, hey, I remember these. Oh, hey, I recognize that voice instant. Oh, hey, I recognize that voice because she played Shelby Cochran on Glee, and John Groff was Jesse St. James, so it was interesting that they brought those two in to do this movie. And then along the way, but anywho, so along the way they meet this talking snowman named Olaf, who was voiced by Josh Gad, who earlier this year played Steve Wozniak in the movie Jobs, and I thought he did a really great job with this character. So, and of course, Kristoff has this reindeer friend of his named Sven, who really, really likes carrots. Can't fault him for that. So anywho, they ultimately try to go in and convince Elsa to come back and reverse the curse, but she can't, and she really doesn't know how, and that's really bad. And one day, and while they're doing this, Elsa accidentally uses her power and freezes Anna's heart. So slowly but surely, she is getting to the point where she will be frozen in ice forever. And so they go to these trolls, and they say that only an act of true love can break the curse. So then they have to go back to the kingdom, and Anna has to basically kiss Hans, and Hans all the while was trying to bring Elsa back, but unfortunately, it just ended up in Elsa being imprisoned, and again, Hans trying to tell Elsa to break the curse, but again, Elsa doesn't know how to do it. So, anywho, so apparently, after they get back and stuff like that, it's revealed that Hans is in fact the villain of the movie. Now, to be fair, I did not actually see this coming, because usually in movies like The Prince is like the noble hero, and he will go out and rescue the young maiden, and they will live happily ever after. That little twist with the prince actually being the villain of the movie, I thought was very, very good. And I don't think I've actually seen that in Disney movies, so again, I thought that was a very good choice for them to do that. So anywho, so then Anna then realizes that Kristoff is the right man for her, so then they go out and they try to get together, but unfortunately Hans is trying to do Elsa in, so Anna goes in and rescues her sister from certain death, and in that instant Anna becomes all completely frozen, but then the curse is broken because Anna's love for her sister was the act of true love that broke the curse, and everything is put back together again, and Elsa now has full control over her powers, and so on and so forth. The end. So overall, I think Frozen is a really, really good movie, and hopefully this movie will be in the running for the Oscars for Best Animated Feature. I really hope it does, because this movie is really, really good, and I loved the hell out of it. I did not see this movie in 3D, though. Of course, I'm not quite sure if it was worth seeing in 3D or not, but again, if you've seen the movie and you saw it in 3D, let me know how good it was, or how bad it was, or whatever. So yeah, that's my review of Disney's Frozen. I will be back in the next couple days, hopefully with a review of The Hunger Games: Catching Fire. So, until then, live long and prosper. Peace out. Bye-bye.